Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. My name is Doña, aka Doña the Lights. Thank you for being here. If you're catching this stream live on Twitch, I appreciate you stopping by. Stay as long as you like, and leave your thoughts, comments, whatever in the chat. We are definitely here to communicate with the community. If you're catching this replay on YouTube, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And this is going to play essentially like a video podcast, so don't feel pressured to actually watch us. You can just put us on in the background and just listen in as you are driving to work, driving to school, yelling at your children to get ready for school, whatever. I see Spudwitch is here in the chat and Shaka Baby is here in the chat. Thank y'all for being here. Also, shameless plug, it is my birthday week. My birthday's on Thursday. And because of that, I am peer pressuring everyone here to buy merch. So
love it.
Here is my shop link. If you haven't done so already, hello Spuddy. Here is my YouTube channel. Please subscribe. I appreciate y'all. Today we have one of my favorite guests. I just love having y'all back on the stream. Diana's here again, my wonderful, dear, longtime friend. And she's a clinical psychologist in training. She'll be a therapist soon, y'all. It's going to happen. She's going to be out here getting these veterans together, okay? Together. But she's here with us today, and we're going to be discussing how to get better. What's up, boo? Okay, babe. How to get better at practicing gratitude. So Shaka says, claim me second while I'm at work. Hope you have a wonderful discussion today. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, Shaka. I appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful day at work. Thank you, Spuddy. And yeah, let's get right into it. So of course, as always, Diana and I have already started speaking about this before the stream started. But
Can't help
okay.
ourselves, y'all.
I know,
sorry.
right? It's okay. So Diana, if you want to kick us off and just tell us, you can just go ahead and share what you were sharing with me about feeling guilty about not feeling grateful. For,
when Doña shared the idea of like just talking about the just practicing gratitude and getting better at that, the idea of gratitude in general, I immediately was thinking of just a few days ago. I was having this moment of feeling very guilty, just at family functions, doing my thing, feeling a little like I needed a moment to myself, and began feeling very guilty that I was not grateful in that moment, because I'm very thankful that I'm spending time with my family. It's not something that I get to do often, especially since I've moved for school, and so these moments are very precious to me. So the moment that I was like, oh gosh, like am I not feeling grateful right now? Like what is oh my god, how dare I not feel grateful in this moment? Like so many people want to spend time with it. Like, and I went down this spiral of just kind of berating myself for not feeling 1,000% grateful at every moment, and not recognizing that I am human, and I was having a human moment of just kind of wanting a little time to myself for a second. And it was just a very quick flip from from feeling annoyed and feeling just again like I needed a moment of space to feeling guilty and feeling like bad about what I was thinking, what I was feeling, and not just taking stock of the moment and realizing that I'm human. I can be annoyed and still be grateful. Like I can be both. So I just really appreciated the idea of being able to discuss practicing gratitude and really reflecting on that. I thought that was something that was just very relevant for me because it literally popped up like a few days ago. So that's what came up for me, and I'm certain that I'm not the only person that has felt that way in different situations.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I was talking to one of my clients yesterday and asking her, she is like a crochet guru, right? So she wants to create content around crocheting, but she doesn't know how to video edit or edit videos. So she's been learning over the past couple, like probably like week or two, and she said it took her like 6 days to edit a video. And I was like, baby girl, that's okay, because you're doing it. Because she did say most of the time, she said, even though it's taken me a really long time, I have learned so much in the process. And so she posted the video on YouTube, and it's her talking about like yarn weights and all this stuff that I've never even known about crocheting and yarn, and just like very, very informational, educational. And so I gave her like 2 little tidbits. I was like, you got to make sure that you record it this way and not this way, and make sure that your title is like relevant to what's happening in the video. And so I asked her afterwards, how are you, what did I say? How are you celebrating the fact that you edited this video on your own and that you posted your first video to YouTube. And she's like,
Mm-hmm.
that's a really great question because I'd never thought about that before. And similar to, you know, us not feeling grateful or perceiving that we don't feel grateful, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times we don't acknowledge the things that we do that we should acknowledge being grateful for. Like
Mm-hmm.
the little accomplishments, like we mentioned during our last conversation, the little accomplishments and the little things that we do, we can express gratitude for that goodness within ourselves. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And something that I think it was actually Jones and Spudwich that we were having a conversation about in our group chat about having a small little gratitude jar. And
Mm.
instead of just talking about the big stuff like graduating college or getting your
Mm-hmm.
first job or whatever, to, you know, grab just little, like I have a bunch of like index cards here at my
Mm-hmm.
desk, grabbing just something small, scribbling down a note and then putting it in that little jar.
I like that.
And so when
I
you
like
have
that.
these moments of, you know, overwhelm or, you know, just those moments of feeling very human where you're like, I haven't accomplished anything in, I don't know, 6 days. It's been 6 days since my last accomplishment or
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
whatever. You know, maybe you can include the date on there, maybe even the time, whatever, you know, details you feel might be pertinent. You might add more details the more that you put in there, the more that you go back to it. But my client was, she said, not me going on Google to see how I could praise myself. And I said, hey, I mean,
I love it.
sometimes you gotta, you know, you gotta
You got to
utilize
start
resources.
somewhere.
Yeah, you
You
gotta
got to
start
start
somewhere.
somewhere.
But I told her about the gratitude jar thing because she said, you know, the things that she's seeing, you know, like taking a bubble bath or
Mm.
time to yourself. She's like, I already do these things. I'm like, okay. And then I was like, well, hey, this is a suggestion that my friends told me about. You know, maybe this is something that could work for you. And she's like, oh my goodness, I love that. Now I gotta go find a super cute jar. And I'm like, that's even better because that's, you know, sometimes if something is visually appealing, it makes us more motivated to interact with it or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when I was looking up gratitude, I was sharing with Diana, you know, the internet, according to the internet streets, gratitude is about acknowledging the good in us as well as acknowledging the good that we like see in other people or receive from other people, right? So oftentimes we use the words I'm sorry or the phrase I'm sorry and the phrase thank you just willy-nilly, you know. Someone, you
Mm-hmm.
drop a
Mm-hmm.
pencil and someone hands it back to you and you say thank you. But what specifically are you grateful for? Because that wasn't something that you
Mm-hmm.
couldn't do yourself. And I'm not saying that that takes away from it. You know, there's going to be things that people can do for you that you probably could do yourself. But what specifically are you grateful for? Now, if you have, you know, your hands are full and it just so happens that that pencil just found its way through whatever nook and cranny and fell on the floor, then that's a genuine, I feel like that's a genuine thank you because it would be so difficult for you to try and finagle everything in your arms to try and pick up
Mm-hmm.
that little pencil off the floor, whereas someone saw that you needed a little support and just, you know, picked up that pencil and handed it to you.
Mm-hmm.
So the
Mm-hmm.
website suggested, you know, taking a moment before you say thank you and acknowledging to yourself, you know, what am I thanking this person for? What am I grateful for?
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know? Um, so yeah, Dana, if you want to just speak to that a little bit as far as how that feels and your thoughts on that process.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing that came to mind as you were speaking is how you were kind of differentiating between almost the genuineness of a thank you based on kind of your perceived need, right, for someone to help you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's also really interesting as well, because then that's bringing in, I don't know, it's bringing in a lot of different pieces. But um, I think it is really, to your point, it's really important to focus on kind of the why and the what, as opposed to
Mm-hmm.
just that, like you said, that knee jerk reaction of like, oh, thank you, like
Mm-hmm.
thanks. It can tend to, like, it's almost as like we're taking it for granted in a way, right? Like we take those
Yeah.
words for granted very easily. Not only in expressing them, but when we're hearing them. Like we may not really um, take a genuine thank you to heart when someone is actually expressing, you know, genuine gratitude to us.
Right.
Um, or we might be very quick to just kind of slough that off really fast if it's coming towards us, as opposed to, you know, it's easier to um, give than receive sometimes
Mm-hmm.
praise and use and compliments and all of those things. So I think a part of practicing gratitude is learning how to accept thank yous as well as give
Mm-hmm.
them.
Right.
Um, but again, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I went on two different tangents there
No, no,
in
go.
my thought process. But
Keep going, boo.
I know it don't matter. I know it don't matter. But I'm just like, wait a minute. I started here and here. Anywho, but yeah, I'm thinking about like just the again going back to the genuineness of it. Like if if you feel that you're genuinely in need of something and someone helps you, does that like does that thank you carry more weight than you also being genuinely recognized, like cognizant or aware of someone, handing you that pencil when it was literally just it just rolled off your desk and you did not need them to help you, right? Is it less, or does it really matter if it's like just coming from a genuine place?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm wondering about that, like just in terms of how we receive that, how we perceive that.
Yeah.
Um, if it is more like, yeah, if it carries more weight, if it feels more genuine, or if it feels like you said, like there's more need for it. Um, but yeah, I feel like it's I don't know, we get lost in just the thanks, thank you.
Yeah, and I feel like the struggle is like it's almost as if we need two different words for it. You
Mm,
know, like I've had people, like I reach out to them to, I was gonna say wash their hand. Goodness gracious, I reach out to them to shake their hand after having some sort of customer service interaction,
mm-hmm,
and they take my hand and they clasp it with both of their hands. I can't do it because I only got
mm-hmm,
two hands,
yeah,
and they
mm-hmm,
say
mm-hmm,
thank you. And I can feel more of a
mm,
genuine connection there. But again, the word is still, or the phrase is still thank you.
mm-hmm,
Whether someone hands you a pen that's fell on the floor, or someone is genuinely, empathetically connecting with you,
mm,
and recognizing the compassion that you showed them, or,
right,
something that you showed them, the phrase is still thank you. Um, and I feel that maybe it's just the connection that happens. Like for
mm-hmm,
me,
mm-hmm.
myself, I'm a hugger. People who shake my hand, I'm like, bring it in.
Bring it in.
Bring it in. I know I just met you 35 seconds ago, but bring it in. Like
Bring it in.
I'm a hugger for sure. And I feel like that by itself, I mean, I think we talked a little bit about hugs. Was it with you? I talked to somebody about hugs.
I don't think it was me, but that's right.
Okay. The purpose of hugs is to, oh no, it was Sabrina. The purpose of hugs is to have your heart close to another person's heart,
Mm,
and really build that connection there. Yeah, it was Sabrina and I were talking about the power of hugs, and
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
how healing they are, because it puts you in a place to be really vulnerable, right?
It does. It absolutely does.
And sometimes I would say that it's similar if someone, genuinely connects with you when they say thank
Yes.
you. Like
Yes.
pauses and takes the moment. I think that's what,
That's it right there.
yeah, that's what
They
creates the
slowing down.
difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, exactly, exactly. So, as I mentioned, the quick little read that I was doing was, taking a moment. And obviously, like if I go to Starbucks, which I do all the time, I wouldn't necessarily be able to like pause and like take my barista's hand and thank them.
Right.
But if I go to like a smaller coffee shop, I might be able to, because sometimes, especially when I'm here with children, I be needing that coffee. Like,
Yeah.
and sometimes
Yeah.
it's not like the coffee itself, it's like the experience of
Mm-hmm.
going to a coffee shop. There's already a mood, there's already a vibe. I mean, look, we're in a coffee shop, y'all.
Right. I mean, it's lovely.
Well,
Look, check the
obviously,
vibe. I
look
mean,
around.
lovely.
But there's a vibe, there's a feeling, there's a smell,
Mm-hmm.
there's a certain ambiance, and sometimes that's what we need to just kind of break out of the monotony of, the constant level of responsibility of being a parent.
Yeah.
The constant like being on, the constant delegating, the constant managing, of just
Mm-hmm.
having children or being around children. You
Just the
go to
fact
a
that you get
coffee
to
shop,
interact with an adult, like that's
that
an
part,
exciting moment for a parent.
that
Like,
part.
hey,
I'm like, friend, I
right?
can make a joke about alcohol and it won't go unheard.
You're gonna get it. You're not just gonna laugh because you
Right.
think mommy needed a little boost right now.
Exactly. Exactly. So, if I go to a small coffee shop, which, there are a few around my area, I'm gonna have to go a little farther, but then I would actually be able to like genuinely like take a moment and say, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for making this so quickly. Thank you for putting, so much care into it. It tastes delicious, whatever, whatever.
Yeah.
And, then that person can feel, but yeah, it's definitely that pausing and taking a moment to acknowledge, because I believe in that pause is where we are able to connect and really feel what we're grateful for.
Right. Right.
Yeah. um and I love that we have this holiday, good old Thanksgiving, in which we're supposed to, it's traditional
Mm-hmm.
to have some sort of discussion or something about what we're grateful for.
Mm-hmm.
And typically people talk about, oh, I'm grateful for my family. And that's cool. That's a very, surface thing to say.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe if we ourselves want to practice getting better, if we want to get better at practicing gratitude, I believe we should do our best to be as specific as possible.
Yes.
We should say things like, I'm grateful for all the times that I needed someone to keep my son and my mom was there.
Mm-hmm.
She was there, she was available. Not only was she available, but she was available, I mean, to do it essentially with a smile. It wasn't like
Right.
I had to
Right.
pull
She did it with
teeth
grace.
or,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, she did it
Mm-hmm.
with grace. Like she recognized that I needed a moment, um, and I needed some support, and she was there and she provided it for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so Diana, I want to ask you,
Mm-hmm.
this time that you've been with your family, over the past like what week or two?
It's been, oh gosh, it's been a couple of weeks now.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah. It's been a
okay.
couple of weeks now. Mm-hmm.
What are some things that you would say that you were grateful for over this time?
Oh, I love that. There's several things. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I am literally just grateful for the actual time that I've been able to be here.
Okay.
Um, so we'll go from surface to kind of deeper, right? So I'm
Yeah.
grateful that like my work allows me to mm, continue to work while I'm traveling. So I was able to come home sooner
Mm-hmm.
than I anticipated. So I got more time with family. I've been able
Yeah.
to um, just spend time connecting with my mom, playing uh, card games and different board games, which seems like it's like, oh yeah, okay, whatever, that sounds fun and everything. But that as we're playing these games, a lot of different discussions happen that would not
Mm-hmm.
typically happen, right? In our regular day to day, just driving to the store or, walking around the grocery store, whatever, like it would not typically happen in those settings. So these seemingly mindless board games and card games are facilitating a lot of really great time to connect.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Being able to spend time with my nephew in ways that um, I feel are helping us again to just build our relationship as well. Just I feel like I know that a lot of people get caught up, well, myself included, around the holidays. I'm like, oh, I need to buy this and I need to get this and I need to spend all of these
Mm-hmm.
things to make it the holiday when it's really just show up and be just show up and be present and
Yeah.
be with your people, right? And it's that makes a huge like that is what lasts forever. That
Right.
toy that you got from Kohl's or whatever, that's not going to last forever, but the memories you make,
Right.
in the process will,
Yeah.
hopefully,
Yeah.
given. Anyway, let me not go down. Anyway, but like, yeah, so just taking time to recognize those things and building forts and recognizing how much he's learned since the last time I saw him. It's only been like 6 months or so since the last time that I was able to visit with him, but he has grown leaps and bounds, both physically, emotionally, intellectually. Like it's just mind blowing. So
Mm-hmm.
really taking the time to be in the moment and recognize those things, I'm very thankful for. Um, the opportunity to just be,
Yeah.
uh, actually just a human being, just being. I had the opportunity to just wind down. I'm thankful that my mom really emphasizes that. Like, no, you're on vacation. You need to stop. Put your computer away.
Yeah.
Put this down. I'm like, thank you. Nobody ever tells me that. Like, I'm never
Right.
given that permission.
Usually they just praise you like, good job. So
And
great to
he's
see
like,
you still
nap it up.
going.
You're fine. Who cares if
Even
it's
on
5 p.m.? That's not
vacation.
too late for a nap. And I'm like, are
You
you
go, girl.
for real? Thanks, mom. Like, you're never too old to be mommied. And it's like,
Yes.
so I'm thankful for those things and not being, um, yeah, just not being rushed through those moments, right? Not having to just do turnaround trip like, hey, I'm here for the holiday and bye, I gotta go back to the grind.
Yeah, that's true. That's
You
very
know, yeah,
true.
time to actually unpack my suitcase and do the laundry that I brought that needed to be washed,
Right.
and all of those different things. Just the little pieces of home that I miss day in and day out. So I've been
Mm-hmm.
very very grateful for those things. Being able to just wake up and have breakfast, sitting across from my mom is really lovely.
Yeah.
Being able to see people that I've not seen in many, many years. It's been, a different trip home this year
Yeah.
for many reasons, but it's allowed me to reconnect with a lot of different people that I've loved and missed very dearly. So it's been a roller coaster in many ways, but I'm finding I'm trying to focus more so on the peaks of that
Yeah.
coaster ride than the valleys, right?
Yeah.
I'm mixing my metaphors a little bit there, but I
Yeah.
think you get where I'm going.
I do. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, so just really just being here, being in the moment and soaking up just the everyday pieces of family has been really fun. Watching my nephew talk back to his parents. I'm like, oh, you wasn't doing that before. And I'm like, oh, like, and I'm just like, okay, so we're growing, we're changing.
Right.
I'm happy I get to be here to see these things. Like it
Note
is
to
not
self,
all just
nephews,
yeah,
testing boundaries. Got it.
yeah. Like it's just yeah,
I'm
just
just
seeing
gonna
all of those different
record this
developments.
for research
Just like
purposes.
I'm gonna just like I'll blur all faces
Yeah.
for confidentiality and to protect all parties involved. But yeah, this is interesting. No,
I love it.
but yeah, just being able to witness those things and soak it up and just have like genuine family time has been it's really wonderful.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been very grateful for that. Um, and going back to like your gratitude jar, I think another easy way or a efficient way to practice gratitude is gratitude journaling. And it's not, and I think we talked about this the last conversation we had as well.
Mm-hmm.
But like journaling does not have to be like this long, exaggerated process of like, okay, let me sit down and get myself
Right.
together. Like it can literally be, yeah, like
Let
let
me get my
me get my
quill.
typewriter. And yes, we both went way old school. I love it. I love yes. Um, it can be as simple as like 3 bullet points. Like, I am grateful for waking up. I am grateful that my coffee maker worked. I am grateful that I am not out of creamer.
Yes.
Like, it
Yes.
can be so simple. Like, it does
And
not
I
have to
think we
be
should
like,
add
I'm so
because.
thankful for it does not have to be like,
Yeah.
world peace it doesn't have to be all of
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
Um, it can be very, very simple and it can still allow you to get in touch with that moment of gratitude, that space of gratitude to
Mm-hmm.
start your day or end your day,
Right.
pick you up in the middle of the day at that 2:30 feeling like I don't know how you roll,
Right.
but like it can be something very quickly done, like jot it down on post-it notes. I am a fanatic for post-its, and so I have post-its everywhere, with not here with me because I'm traveling, but
Yeah.
um didn't want to do mom's place up with post-its everywhere. That's just madness. But at home, post-its are all over the place on my walls, my desk, my everything, with just whether they're bright ideas, gratitude things, reminders, whatever. But yeah, just quick little like, oh, I am really thankful for X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
I am really thankful that my computer did not have to update before I had this really important meeting that I was running a little bit late to, and I needed to log in just in a minute. Oh, thank goodness, no update. Like it could be so
Right.
simple,
Yeah.
like in taking a moment to be thankful for those smaller moments.
Yeah.
I think is important
Yeah.
because we're talking about practicing gratitude, and the way to practice is to do it and to practice
Absolutely.
as much as you can. That's how we get better at it.
Yes.
It's not something that is going to just happen, in a week or
Mm-hmm.
overnight or after a month. Like it's something that it's an ongoing, continuous learning and growth process. So
Right.
yeah, I don't know. I think the mentality that we have going into it is important as well.
Mm-hmm. And to allow us to just feel kind of funny or off or,
Hmm.
a little weird because if it's not something that, like, if we don't regularly write things down, if we don't regularly journal, if we don't regularly do
Nailed it.
those things, it's going to feel almost a little forced, you
Hmm.
know? And
Hmm.
the truth is, you kind of are forcing yourself to do it because you've decided that this is important.
Yep.
And writing down those things that you're grateful for brings the goodness to the forefront of your brain. Because if you
Yes.
write something, you have to think about it. You can't
Hmm.
just, it removes the monotony of it. And I think that's where those like really quick thank yous kind of just melt into our days.
Hmm.
Whereas the thank yous, will really pause and say, I really appreciate this or
Hmm.
really appreciate you or whatever. I mean, yeah, it just takes a little moment. And then on the flip side of it, which I feel for a lot of us is just as difficult as this side, is accepting the gratitude. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like absorbing it and hearing it and taking it in, which also would be really beneficial if we pause while doing so. If
Yep.
someone says thank you, I appreciate you, and we're like, yep, and then we just immediately
Yeah. Yeah.
just beat it, like,
Hmm.
run to the left or continue doing whatever we're doing, similar to what my client was saying, as far as, you know, typically as soon as she finishes something, she's just like, yay. She literally said, yay, on to the next, or yay, back to work, or something like that. And I'm like, time out, baby girl, hold on.
Yeah.
This is to
Like, you
good
spent a
cause.
long time doing that,
Yeah,
getting prepared to complete that and
literally
post it.
spent
Yeah.
so long. Yeah, I spent so long, you know, completing this task and working on this. And,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
know, and I told her, you know, when it comes to business or anything, the less funds we have, the more we have to do on our own.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So obviously, if you start off with like $100,000 and you want to start a business, you ain't got to do nothing, because you could hire everyone to do everything, and essentially all you got to
Right.
do is have the idea. But the less money you have, the more hats you have to wear, and you know it's not
Yes.
forever. But that's what I was explaining to her, and she's like, I know, I just, you know, I don't want to do it. And I said, I hear you, I
Yep.
totally hear you,
I feel that.
but
Yeah.
you want the end result, you know. And I
Mm-hmm.
reminded her to just take her time, like no one is rushing you. No one is rushing you. Raylene is here. Hey, Raylene.
Hey,
Welcome
really.
in, love. Yeah, I'm like, no one's rushing you. You could take as long as you need to get
Mm-hmm.
that done. But make sure that you acknowledge yourself. Make sure that
Yes.
you acknowledge the goodness in yourself. Make sure you acknowledge, you know, the accomplishment of that task or the finishing of that task or whatever you
Mm-hmm.
want to call it. Because that's almost more important than doing the task itself. You know, because
Yeah.
similar to what you're sharing about, you know, spending time with family and just being present, it's more likely that you'll remember how you spoke to yourself in that moment or how you treated yourself after you accomplished that, you know, than the actual accomplishment itself. Like I'm thinking back to, again, I've literally been doing these daily streams for since December 2nd. Today's January 3rd.
Look
I've been
at you
doing
in a
these
whole
streams,
month.
right? I've been doing these
Yeah.
streams for a whole month, for 30 days.
Oh, I'm so proud of you. That is
And I have not
incredible.
written anything anywhere as far as gratitude or like anything at all. But I was thinking back to, like, you know, I'm doing all this work and I'm just showing up. And I told my friend Jones that he was the blueprint, right? And he was like, no, don't put that on me. Oh my goodness, no. And I said, but you are, because literally he just shows up. He shows up, he does the
Mm-hmm.
work, and I am grateful for him
Mm-hmm.
because I could witness it happening. You know, I could
Right.
witness his community growing. I could witness um, so many things happening to him, and opportunities coming his way, and
Mm-hmm.
people,
Mm-hmm.
you know, coming and acknowledging him and thanking him for, you know, just being such a wonderful leader in the World of Warcraft community and just the gaming
Yeah.
community in general, you know. And I was able to witness this, like see it happen, see it evolve.
Right.
And
Right.
I wasn't there at the very beginning of his journey. You know, he's been streaming, I want to say daily for like 7 or 8 months. So, you
Wow.
know, I've really just been like tuning in and really, really taking notice to his daily streams for like the past, I'd say maybe 2.5 months or so.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I called him the blueprint, and he was like, no. And I was like, yes, yes, you are. And as soon as I told him that he was the blueprint, I said, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. I'm setting the goal to just be consistent and just show up.
Mm-hmm.
And like I've
Mm-hmm.
mentioned a couple times, you know, I sometimes don't know what to talk about, but I'm grateful. I'm very grateful that I am moving through the world with such a high level of awareness,
Mm.
and I absorb a lot of the things around me. I absorb a lot of conversation. I absorb a lot of other people's experiences. I don't take any of that for granted. And so it almost leaves me indefinitely prepared
Yes.
to have a conversation about anything. And I recognize, and I get a lot of it from my older brother. You know, I
Yes.
called him the Snapple Facts man because
Yes.
he knew a
Oh,
lot,
he had all the
right?
Snapple facts.
He knew a
Oh my goodness.
lot, or he knew a little bit about a lot of stuff,
Yes.
and could carry on a conversation about absolutely anything. And I find that in my husband Grover too, same way.
Mm-hmm.
He knows a little bit about a whole lot of stuff. Like sometimes he'd be telling me
Mm-hmm.
stuff, and I'm like, why do you know that? That's so
Yeah.
random.
It's like,
Like,
wait a minute.
where did that come from? But again, it leaves me indefinitely prepared. So I'm grateful that I can literally just get ready in the morning and be semi-presentable, and just pop in front of this camera
Mm-hmm.
and just
Just
start
show up.
talking. Yeah, just show up and just start talking. Whether I have a guest or not, I can just start talking.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it's been really wonderful to get to know myself, to get to know the people that I love the most. And you know, I'm also very grateful, even though it was like a peak in a valley in one, to have reunited with you, because you and I haven't had a conversation in like a billion years, it seems
A
like.
billion years.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And even though, like I said, what brought us together was, one of the valleys within the past couple months of both of our
Mm-hmm.
lives, it
Yeah.
ended up being a peak. And I had no idea that it was going to happen.
Right.
It just, and we had one conversation, and you were like, hey, this is what I'm into. And I was like, oh, you don't say. Oh, word.
Oh, is that right?
Right. I was like,
I mean, yeah, it was
well, I have an
truly
idea.
meant to happen that way.
Yes.
Like,
Look at Jones. Friends. How many of us have them?
I do.
Friends. Ones we
Once
can
you can
depend
depend.
on. Love it. Yes. And of course, my mind immediately goes to the MF Doom track where that was
You
sampled.
know it. I mean, you know
Because
that's what I was singing. I
Doom is
mean,
Lord.
that's where I
Doom is
was. Like,
God.
come on, come on now. You know we was on that
He's
same
the one.
brainwave.
Praise
Always,
him.
always.
Praise. Anyways.
Oh my goodness gracious.
But yeah, I have turned this into a little gratitude, I don't know, breakdown for myself. Really quickly, Raylene popped in the chat, and Raylene said, oh my goodness, I've missed 25 minutes. What's wrong with my notifications? I'm so sorry, boo. You know what? I'm going to start messaging you, Raylene, because I think the notifications be tripping. And me, Jones, Spuddy are always on Twitch for the notifications just like not happening sometimes, or happening super late or whatever. So I got you, Boo Boo Berry. I got you. But yeah, like I'm grateful for the friends that I have made over the past, I don't know how many months. I would say this past, 2022. I'm grateful for the connections and the friends that I have made because I've been able to cultivate these relationships, regardless of the fact that we don't even live in the same state. Like, me, Jones, Spudwitch, and Grover have become so tight and have been able to support each other as parents, as Black people, as Black men, as Black women, have conversations about really tough stuff, have disagreements, get upset with each other, resolve things, like we've come together via video chat and talked about the plans that we want to make in the future as far as like all of us coming together and like building some sort of community home or something. We're just trying to flesh out the details, but just to be able to have those types of conversations with people who, we've literally met one time in person.
Right.
And the conversations that we have are so genuine and so loving, and we are there for each other just because we are there for each other. We've made the choice to just, like Joan said, be friends and be genuine friends, not just, associates that say, hey, how's it going? We be checking in with each other, someone says I'm just okay, it's like, you're gonna have to tell me more.
Again, taking that time, not just the, oh, sorry, oh, thanks. Exactly. Not the, oh, hey, how you doing? And not actually wanting to know how the person is doing.
Exactly.
Genuinely checking in and making that effort. Because they start
talking and you're like, oh, I gotta go.
It's like, oh, wait, I did not mean for you to actually answer that. I was just being put,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. The struggle is super real.
It is. Oh, my goodness.
It's been a really good past couple months, and so now I have to figure out what I want to do as far as like if I want to get a jar or if I want to just get like an ongoing list of gratitude bullet points. And for me, the key or the kicker is adding because I am grateful for blank because
yes. Making it
really
very
easy to say,
like you said, specific.
Yeah, I think it's really easy to say, oh, I'm grateful I was able to make coffee this morning. Well, why?
Right.
Yeah. Well, because it's cold outside.
It's cold outside. I didn't sleep well last night. I need to show up for a lot of people, and I need to have the energy to make sure that I'm delivering what I need to deliver. So thank you, Folgers. I'm trying to think of who a coffee company would be. Right. Yeah, Folgers.
Folgers,
that works. Folgers in your cup. I'm not sponsored by Folgers, y'all. I promise. I don't even drink Folgers, but that's just the first thing that came to mind. Right? Hey, I mean, I will drink Folgers if you want to sponsor me. That's fine. Just saying. No. But yeah, I think that specificity is important. I really do.
Absolutely. Really now, if you have someone come to you and they say to you, Diana, I think I'm bad at practicing gratitude because I try to say the things I'm grateful for, but my mind immediately goes to not necessarily that I shouldn't be grateful for it, but my mind immediately goes to like, this is a bare necessity. You shouldn't be grateful for bare necessities. You know,
Mm,
how would you help someone combat those thoughts or those beliefs?
wow, that's a really great question. I shouldn't be grateful for this like bare necessity. I'm not one for comparing myself to others, and I don't recommend comparing yourself to others.
Mm-hmm.
However, in this instance, I think if you're feeling less than grateful for a bare necessity, a quick remedy for that is to understand that not everybody has access to those bare necessities, even if they are readily available in their perimeter, they may not have access to those bare necessities.
Right.
And so that is something to be, I think that that is always something to be thankful for, is just access, right? It doesn't even necessarily have to be like specifically, I'm thankful I got cable. I'm thankful my electricity's on. I'm thankful, my water is not brown when I turn on the faucet.
Right.
Um, it doesn't have to be, yeah, it doesn't have to be that extreme. I feel like it's, those are still really, um, they're important things, and it's okay to be grateful for that. Um, I think our brains are they're very good at focusing on the negatives and the
Mm-hmm.
not haves and the but what about this, and it's very good at taking us away from a path of gratitude or a path of mindfulness or a path of just focusing on only positive, not only positive things, but focusing on positive for a period of time, because it's, I don't know, our brains are just wired that way, where it's very easy to recall negative thoughts and
Mm-hmm.
experiences and all of that. um, and so it's more effortful to
Mm-hmm.
focus on things that you're you feel gratitude for, that you're thankful for, that you feel good about. And it feels uncomfortable because we're taught that we're not really supposed to be like that's selfish, or that's conceited, or that's
Yeah.
too self-focused, to be thinking positively about oneself or about one's experience or what you have.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like it's important to recognize that our brain is wonderful at just generating thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
and that's all they are thoughts. They are not facts. They are not, they do not have to become our beliefs. One of the things that acceptance and commitment therapy talks about, which we call it ACT,
Mm-hmm.
is just literally accepting a thought, recognizing a thought and accepting it for what it is. And just, okay, thank you, brain. You, oh, yep, all
Right.
right. Thank you for that thought. Appreciate it. Keep it moving. And don't really like attach
Mm-hmm.
a lot of meaning or weight to that particular thought, because your brain is just doing what brains do. It's just generating thoughts and reactions to things. That doesn't mean that you have to hold on to it and give it the weight and let it grow. So if you're having this, in reaction to those thoughts of like, these are just bare essentials, like I shouldn't be grateful for that. Thank you, brain, but I am actually very grateful that I can see what is going on in my home because my lights are on, or
Right.
I can heat up my food and feed myself and my family because my gas stove is working, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever the bare essentials might be. But I think, yeah, just recognizing that our brains are not always our friend and can really work hard against us trying to be positive, happy, healthy, balanced, whatever. Because old habits die hard, so we have to
Yes, they do.
effortfully work against those thoughts. And so just recognizing them as a thought, like, oh, yep, you working, brain, appreciate you generating them thoughts, good looking out. But we're not going to hang on to that. We're going to just let that one pass on by. Like,
Yeah,
we're going to let that one go. um
absolutely.
I think is one way to, is, again, it takes practice, right? So that's a one that we can start practicing. We'll practice that and like practice recognizing a thought for a thought as we're trying to practice gratitude. It's like
Mm-hmm.
they I feel like they all go, they build into each other and onto each other and are interwoven. So um it might feel daunting at first, like, wait a minute, I was just trying to be practicing gratitude. Now I got to practice like being mindful, and like now I got to practice this. It's like, wait a minute, what?
It's
But they
all
all, like, there's
connected. I'm
skills that
sorry.
all build onto each other, and it's like,
Like this.
yeah. And so it feels like, yeah, it can feel overwhelming. And so just being grateful that you are recognizing these stumbling blocks or these steps that you're taking
Yeah.
on your journey to gratitude, right? Call back to last week's chat, right? Just the
Right.
journey it's a process, and you are learning a lot about yourself and about the world and about how you see things. And so, yeah, I think just I don't know where I was going with that, but just taking some time to
I
recognize
appreciate you.
things. I'm gonna stop. Nope, we're gonna stop there. Yep, I'm gonna. So, what were you thinking about?
So Raylene just asked,
Mm,
do you feel there's a certain time slash mindset you need to be in to have gratitude though? For example, it's hard to feel gratitude for things when life starts lifing. And
yes,
life starts lifing.
yes, get it.
And a lot easier when you're moving out of that headspace. Like you might need to brain dump all the negative thoughts first before feeling gratitude.
Mm,
I feel that, Raylene. I definitely feel that. And I believe that we need to kind of scale down what we see as gratitude
mm,
because gratitude is simply good. And good can also mean convenient. Like our bare necessities
mm.
are good because they're convenient, because they help us feel safe, because
Yep.
they help feed us, right? Our basic needs, right? We need food, shelter. We need love. Actually, I don't know if y'all knew that. We need
Connection.
love.
Yep. You need
Food,
human
shelter,
connection.
love, water. I know there's another one. I don't know. There's probably more. I'm thinking about
There's
like
more. I know. I was trying to think of Maslow's.
Pavlov's
Like,
high.
right here.
Just
Oh, I swear, the brain waves just be waving. I love
right.
it.
They be
Okay.
waving. They be waving. But I also, similar to what Diana was sharing earlier, I also don't feel as though we have to force ourselves to feel gratitude 100% of the time because we are
Hmm.
humans. But having something like a gratitude list, a gratitude jar, something tangible that we can refer back to,
Hmm.
especially in those moments of I'm going through something, life is lifing so hard right now.
Yep.
I just need some sort of break. I need some sort of reminder because in that moment you might not be able to acknowledge anything that you're grateful for. You might think, "Nah, life is trash." Like cuz all you can see in that moment is all the things that are going wrong.
Right.
My light bill is going to be late. I have to go to work today and it's snowing. I don't know.
Ugh.
I didn't get to have my coffee because I ran out and I didn't know and I didn't buy any sooner. Just, all of these things are now in the forefront of your mind. But if you can
Hmm.
take a moment in that moment and refer back to your journal, your jar, your sticky notes, whatever. Oh, that's my daughter. I was like, is that the baby? Um, if you can take a moment to refer back to the things that you've already written, even if it's just three things, even if you just started practicing this yesterday and all you got on your list is three things of I am grateful for blank because blank, it'll help you come back to center. And again, it'll help you ground yourself. It'll help you become
Hmm.
more aware. And then you can say, I'm grateful for the ability to recognize when I'm not feeling grateful.
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. So when it comes to being in a mindset or a certain time, I don't believe so. I think that we just have to give ourselves some grace, and again recognize that life be life, and that we are human.
Yes.
That we are absolutely human, and it is okay for us to experience an array of emotions. I mean, all within the same day, all
Yeah.
within the same hour. You don't
They
have
can be
to.
in the same moment. Like,
Yeah,
we are complex individuals. We don't
we're
just
very
be on one
complex.
level.
Right. We're
There's.
complex. We're dynamic.
Hmm.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so,
Come on, you've seen Inside Out. All of them was pushing the buttons
right.
at the same time. It was just on last night. So
That's
anyway,
such
that
a
was fresh in
good
my head. But like,
movie.
it is, and I think it's a
Such a
great
good movie.
representation of how just what you were saying. Like, yes, all of the emotions can be at the console at the same time, wreaking
Yes.
havoc. So
Yes.
give yourself grace. Give
Right.
yourself grace.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I love that movie so much. Anger is my
Me too.
favorite. Anger the on one. Oh my goodness. And that's literally how it is. Like
Yeah.
any minor inconvenience, we're like ready to flip a table.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
it's
Yes.
going down. I can't
Yes.
believe this. And then Happy has to,
It's like, oh wait, my bad. And
chill
then the
anger.
fighter's like, oh wait,
Chill
what?
out.
Oh,
Right,
oh,
right.
we got an airplane. We got an airplane. Look, okay, I'm going to talk about this movie too much, but yeah,
If y'all haven't
it's
seen Inside Out, I need you to watch
you
it
need to go see
by
it. Yes,
yourself, with children, without children,
I'm
with your
not going to give you no
grandma.
spoiler alerts because it's been out for many years. So if you
Yeah,
ain't seen it,
it's
then
it's just
that's on
it's
you.
a really good
But it's
movie.
great.
It's a really really good movie. A really, and you know what? I feel like we should talk about that movie in our next stream
I'm
because
down.
the role that Sadness has in that movie,
Yeah,
I
no, I'm
just got
down. I'm
goosebumps.
down.
We
That's it.
we ain't gonna
That's
go
that's
into we
on
gonna
that's on the books. Yes,
write it down somewhere. I'm writing it down somewhere,
yes.
okay? Because yes, Yes, Raylene says I haven't seen it, but I'll definitely watch it today. Boom.
Oh, yes. Okay, then we're not gonna say anything else. Let Raylene watch it, and
Watch the
we'll chat
movie.
about it next week.
Watch the movie. Yes.
It's so good.
It's a really good movie. Okay, I'm trying to think of gratitude.
I know,
Gratitude.
and I'm like, whoo, sorry, yeah, bring it back, bring it back.
Gratitude. But I think we've touched on a lot of amazing aspects of gratitude, how to practice it. Oh, but then we got distracted when we talked about how to accept it. Okay, so
Yes.
when it
And
comes
see,
to
okay, now it's so easy to do that because it is so uncomfortable to accept it. So I feel like that was a perfect demonstration of that. And it's the same.
yes,
It's the same thing with compliments and all of that. Like
yes,
we are quick to deflect. We're quick to like qualify. Like
yes,
somebody's like, oh, I like your whatever. Oh, thank you. I got this from. It was on sale. Or oh, thank you. Somebody gave us. Like, as opposed to
yes,
just thank you,
yeah,
thank you, and
right.
leave it at that. Right.
That's it.
So same thing with
That's
accepting
it.
gratitude. It's like, oh, thank you for like going back to the, thank you for picking up my pencil.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's, oh, well, yeah, oh, it was no thing. I was bending down anyway to reach and get it. And but no, you're welcome.
Yeah,
How about just accept the gratitude, right? Like
just leave it at
as
that.
opposed to trying to qualify it and
Yeah,
deflect from it. Like we have such a hard time accepting something positive from others
yeah,
at like full force. It's like, no, we got to
yeah.
cut it down a little bit. It's like, okay, I'll take that little piece that
Yes.
I
Or we
left
feel
for
like we have
myself
to
after I just cut it all a
immediately
piece. Yeah.
reciprocate.
Yes.
Like, well,
Yes.
you got my pencil. Let me get your blank. I don't know, your
Mm-hmm.
backpack or your whatever. Like we feel like there has to be
Right.
some immediate reciprocity when in
Mm-hmm.
reality, it doesn't. Because
Yeah.
whatever we provided to that person that they're grateful for, we deserve their gratitude. And I think
Right.
that's a huge part of it. We don't
Yeah.
feel often that we deserve their gratitude. Just like we
Mm-hmm.
don't often feel like we deserve their praise. We don't
Right.
often feel like we deserve the compliments. We don't often feel like we deserve whatever it is that so and so, the other person, is sharing with us.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to get used to the fact that we do. We deserve all of it because we are good. We
Yes.
are good. Therefore, we deserve gratitude. That's it. We are inherently good.
Period.
We just are.
There are no other qualifiers that are needed for that.
Exactly. Exactly.
And yeah, we are not, I don't want to say trained, but essentially, yeah, we're not socialized
Mm-hmm.
mm, to think that way and to view ourselves that way.
Right.
We're just not.
Mm-mm.
I don't know if that's universal
Mm.
or if that's just more of a kind of an American culture type of thing or
Yeah. We're constantly viewing ourselves as lacking in some way,
hmm
and that we need to do more, or say more, or like you said, qualify, or
yeah,
you know, yeah,
or is that
yeah.
just like a
Raylene,
I
how
don't
do you
know.
feel
Yeah,
about
I
that?
don't
You're in
know.
the UK. Raylene's in the UK or in England. Uh, do you feel like that's true for you, Raylene? That you are kind of like socially conditioned to feel like you're lacking, or like you kind of need to prove yourself or prove your worth, or either by um, oh wait, ooh, when is it a good time to look back on gratitude list? Oh, all the time, boo, all the time. Um, but yeah, I can ask Raylene because Raylene's in England.
Hmm.
But yeah, just oh, she said yes, definitely. Okay, so it's at
Hmm.
least here in England, at the very
Okay.
least.
Okay.
And it's
So yeah,
it's
and NF3 has experienced that across two different continents. Okay.
right,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay. Mm.
And remedying that feels like, I think, just sitting with it. And oftentimes that's what we have to do with a lot of stuff is
Mhm.
it may feel uncomfortable for someone to say thank you, clasp your hands and say definitely thank you. I appreciate you. You've been wonderful, blah, blah, blah.
Mhm. Mhm.
And we should sit with that discomfort. I mean, just like we sit with the discomfort of someone hugging us for longer than like 3 seconds, I think we need to sit with the discomfort and really like dive into it.
Mhm.
Raylene says because in the UK we have this thing called British politeness. And yeah,
Mm.
people cannot take compliments.
Yeah, it's almost rude to receive the compliment openly.
Yeah.
I've heard that before actually of people living in the UK.
What a
I
struggle.
Yeah, I mean yeah, that's an extra layer of how
Yeah.
dare you accept this like like that's an even extra yeah that's an extra
Right.
layer.
Did you just
That makes, yeah,
smile
it just
after
makes
that
it,
person complimented you? The audacity.
yeah. How
Put a
very
frown on.
dare you?
Right.
Like, oh my goodness. Yeah, that's tough.
That is
That
really
that
hard.
makes it very tough to then, yeah, be able to kind of recognize within yourself something that,
Absolutely.
again, even just taking a moment to recognize an accomplishment that you've made, like, is
Yeah.
that can be seen as too boastful, too prideful, too, whatever, too conceited,
Right.
too just, self, all of the negative connotations that come along with being self-aware, being like
Yeah.
recognizing something that you've done. Like, I don't know, we have such an issue with, I don't know, I
We
feel like there's
do. We have an issue
people
with
people
people talking about
confuse
themselves.
self-awareness with like self-focus,
Yes. But
and
we
that's
but we
that's the
need
problem.
self focus.
Like, yeah, I feel like more people need a little more self-focus.
Yeah.
Like,
We
even if that,
we
like, I
need
don't
it.
think that's necessarily, I see where it can become a bad thing if you're only focused on yourself, but
Right.
getting a little self-focus, I don't think is bad. Like, whether that's awareness
Exactly.
or actually just, yeah, I don't know, that's just very interesting. I think we can have a whole nother
I
hour
know,
of
right? Of like, where do
the,
you draw the line between like self focus and overly focused on self?
right,
But I
like,
feel
where does
like
it
you
become
said,
like
it's like
problematic,
if you
or
have blinders on, you can't see my hands. If you,
mm,
you
I can see you. Nope, you good. I see you.
have blinders on, and everything is only about yourself with no consideration, compassion, empathy, you know.
Right.
I mean, essentially, you're like, driving down the street in a monster truck and just rolling over other people.
Yeah, and not even
That'd be
asking
bad.
a speed
Yeah,
bump or a car. You
that'd be
know,
bad.
yeah, that's not okay. That's not okay. But
Here's where
being
we draw the line.
aware of yeah, there is a line, y'all. Um, being aware, that, so okay, with that same metaphor, like being aware that you are a monster truck and that you have the
Yeah.
potential of running stuff over. I almost cursed.
I heard it. It was coming.
Uh, it's different than just rolling down the street, not giving a care about what you're running over. So yeah,
Exactly.
being self-aware and yeah. Anywho, I don't know. I think
Yes.
there are big differences there,
Yeah.
and I think that if people took some time to be a little bit more self-aware and just reflect, assess,
Mm-hmm.
recognize how you are presenting yourself to the world, how are you showing up,
Mm-hmm.
um, reflecting and looking at impact versus intentions, which I believe we chatted about not too long
Yes.
ago,
Absolutely.
and understanding those things
Mm-hmm.
are really important.
Yep.
And it's not, those things should not have negative connotations, because that makes us better humans in the world, and it makes us better able to, have just positive interactions, healthy interactions. They don't have to be positive. They don't have to all be positive, but they can all be healthy.
Exactly. Oh my goodness.
Yes. I'm like, I can't
That
front. I like
right there. They
that.
don't all have to be positive. They can all be
But they can all
healthy.
be healthy.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I like it. I like it. Patent
Yes.
pending, trademark TM.
I
I
was
don't
just
know.
about to say I'm about to put that
But
on
I
a
like, yeah, I'm
shirt.
like, patent pending, y'all. Patent pending. So, yeah.
TM.
Yes.
Yes. Raylene says it's just so weird that people confuse self-reflection and awareness with selfishness. It's like they're so
Yeah,
separate from each other. Right. Exactly. Joe
absolutely.
said, "Who we putting on a shirt?" We got another phrase. We got another phrase. So I made I made the I think it's do it now before life starts lifing. The sweatshirt says choose you before life starts lifing. I made another one that says I think it says do it now. I probably should pull it up because I don't remember anymore. Uh, and then I made one last night that says I do this to experience moments of healing bliss.
Oh, I love
Yes,
it.
I should show y'all because it's sick. Look, shameless
Yeah,
plug. All right,
yeah,
hold
yeah,
on,
yeah. I'm
y'all.
like, dude, you said it's
Hold
birthday
on.
week. Plug away.
We going
You
to
get to do that. You better
going
be
to
plugging every
Printful.
day too. You better fully take advantage of birthday
I
week.
know,
Like,
right? Okay, look. Let me not do this. Let me open up a new tab. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Don't nobody leave.
y'all stay. She's gonna show y'all some really fancy stuff.
That's where I'm doing it.
I
Things are
love it.
happening.
I have not even seen it yet. I am waiting with bated breath.
Things are
Bated
happening.
eyes? I don't know exactly how that would go in the virtual world, but
It's my birthday week, y'all.
I'm waiting. I'm excited.
Okay, check it
I'm
out.
full of
Here we
anticipation.
go. Can y'all see this on stream? I hope so. It should be this instead of me and Diana now. Is it? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I can't see nothing anymore. Is it? Yep, it's the hoodie. Okay, so me and Diana are gone for a moment. So here we go. Diana, let me drop this in the
I was gonna say, I'm like, wait, I
let me
don't
put
get
it in
to
the meet
see.
chat so you can see it.
Okay, cool,
Bam.
cool, cool.
Okay.
Cool, cool, cool.
Okay, cool.
Here I
So this is
go.
it. It's called Healing Bliss Hoodie. Can I zoom it in? We got it in the gray.
Ooh.
We got it in black. We got it in blue. We got it in...
Oh, yeah, we do.
It's like a maroon, but like... Not like a super deep maroon.
I like the blue with the beige.
Right? Do you like it? Do you
Oh,
love it?
I like it.
Do
I
you
like
it?
it. Okay. Oh, but I like this red one.
It's lovely, y'all. I mean...
Oh.
This
Okay,
I had to because I said it and I was like, you know, this is kind of catchy. Like moments
this
of
is very
bliss, because that's what we're here for, y'all. That's what we're healing for. The moments
but
of
I
healing
mean,
bliss.
real talk though, it's not just the moments of healing bliss. Like I feel like the smallest phrase in that is the most important. Mm-hmm. I do the work because.
Right. Exactly.
I do the work too. I don't now. I already clicked it off and I don't remember. But
right.
I do the work. Like,
yes.
I do the work to experience. There we go. My bad. All right. There we go. To experience. There we go. I'm like, Diana, you just read that.
Right.
Brain ain't brain. I'm like, wow. Short-term retention is not firing this morning, but that's fine.
It's okay.
But like, anywho, but to my point, I think like, yeah, I do the work. That's the important part. Like,
absolutely.
The healing bliss doesn't just come from time, like, which is something that I thought, I'm like, oh yeah, time heals all. No, it does not.
Right.
No, it does not.
It does not. We gotta do the work.
Not. Like, it really doesn't. So yeah, I really love that.
Raylene says a hoodie in the same mint green for your stream overlay would be, oh my goodness. Let me see where I can find that. But we also got the, so she said a hoodie in the in a mint green, like a mint green hoodie.
Ooh.
Right? That would be delectable.
Oh yes, I can see that. That would look great.
Because this one, let me send this to Diana too. This one kind of looks like, oopsie. That was an accident. Y'all getting some stuff here. This one kind of looks like ice cream. I showed it to Jones and he was like, it makes me want ice cream. But this is the Do It Now Before Life Starts Lifing.
Let's see.
This one's on the front. Comes in all the same colors. We got the red, we got the black, we got the blue, we got the gray.
I love it.
So this is another one. And then we also have
I love it.
The second design of the Do It Now Before Life Starts Lifing. I like this one. I was able to make it larger.
Mm-hmm.
Put it on the back.
All right, let me see here.
With some diamonds and etc.
Don't feel the light.
Yeah.
Ooh, so I like this.
Plug, y'all. Buy
I
a
like
hoodie.
all of these.
Do it now. There's my shop. It's in the chat.
Yes.
It'll be in the description of the YouTube
video.
Get your
hoodie on. Oh,
it's cold, y'all. It's cold.
It is. I don't care where you're at. I'm about to go back to frigid temperatures. I need all the hoodie love.
Right. Like, and look, check it out. You can get it in installment payments using Klarna. You ain't even got to pay for it all at once. $12.75.
Okay, Klarna is bringing back. Yes. What was it? Layaway. Okay.
Yes, layaway is happening.
Yes,
y'all.
Layaway is
happening.
Oh,
so if you ain't got the $51 right now, that's okay. You got $13 though. I know you do.
You know the way my bank account is set up, I got $13.
Right. You might have 20 because I don't know how the shipping is gonna.
Oh yeah, that shipping be getting you, boy. I tell you.
I know. So you might as well get more than one hoodie if you're gonna have to pay for shipping. Just pay for shipping once, and you gotta pay for it a bunch of times. Raylene said, "Not you casually making stuff, making designs like it's nothing." Boo Boo Bear, I be having so many ideas. And honestly, I'm gonna have to look and see if I could. I'm gonna look for anything in mint green because I love that idea of putting that design on mint green. When I use Printful to. It's a print on demand service, so we just kind of get what they have, which is totally fine because I don't want to hold no inventory, yada yada yada.
Right.
But yeah, we're gonna have to wrap this up. Oh crud. Okay.
Hello. Time flies when you just making hoodies.
So anyways, I love y'all. Thank you for being here. Thank y'all for being here. On the I still have 13 pages. I know Spuddy has so much merch, it's insane. 13 pages. I'm also thinking about possibly, I probably will because I said it, so I probably should just go through with it. The merch that you see right now is only going to be available until February 1st, or January 31st. February 1st, I'll have new designs.
Oh, so get them while they're hot.
Limited edition, y'all.
Ooh.
Get it now. So yeah, use the Klarna, y'all. Make the payments. You ain't got to pay for it all up front. It's all good.
I love it. I
It's all
love it.
good. But
I love
anywho,
it.
if you were here in the chat during the stream, live Twitch stream, thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. I think my baby just woke up. That's perfect timing.
Oh
If you're
my
catching
goodness.
this replay on YouTube, buy some merch. Subscribe to my
Yes.
YouTube channel.
Yes, yes,
It's
yes.
my birthday week, so you're obligated.
It's her birthday week, y'all. Come on now. Show her some love.
Come on.
Show her some love.
Of course, Raylene. Raylene says thank you for a wonderful chat. Once again, love the convo. Thank y'all. Of course, Buddy, I love you too. Diana, thank you again so much for being here.
My absolute pleasure.
You ain't gotta leave yet, Diana, but stream. It has been wonderful. I love you all, and I will see y'all tomorrow.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.